What's up, everybody? This is the Act Man here, and today I canceled my weekend plans, called out sick, and booked a flight straight to the Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War beta. Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, wow. Of course, Ronald Reagan's in the first match that we play. The war on drugs continues. The question on everyone's mind, how is this year's COD looking so far? What's awesome about it? How have things changed and stayed the same since Modern Warfare? Well, let's check it out. Quick disclaimer, I didn't play the alpha, so I'm not going to compare any differences between the two. While this may be called a beta, it's safe to say this will greatly resemble the final product. This was also the private beta, which I hilariously got a code from Xfinity. What a crossover! So because this beta was more exclusive, it means many of my games were sweatier than a sumo wrestler in a sauna, but I'll be careful not to judge the entire game based on that. So how about we start there, with matchmaking itself. This is usually the time when the servers are tested, and I don't expect perfect connection or perfect anything. I do expect latency and lag, and Cold War gave me just that. It's all too classic in Call of Duty to think you're behind cover, but then the lag compensation kicks in. Oh, that is bullshit.
Goddammit.
Now, I will say, I'm not an expert on
skill-based matchmaking.
I know that virtually every COD has implemented it to some degree, but many believe in recent titles it has been amped up to 11.
These go to 11.
With both Modern Warfare and Cold War, I had extremely good first matches, and then noticed the enemy team got way better for like 6 matches after that. In Modern Warfare, my lobbies were made up of really good players, most often, and it sometimes took the fun out of the game because you had to get into expert gaming posture and really sweat your nuts off. But with Cold War, skill-based matchmaking can suck the enjoyment out, but overall I'd say I had way more enjoyable games than frustrating ones. Time will tell how this turns out, but come on. Call of Duty just needs some ranked playlists for God's sake. It would fix so many issues. My experience with the beta and its performance was pretty stable for the most part. As expected, there were some bugs. The screen freezes every time before you get into a match. In VIP Escort, the voice is overlaid, which is pretty hilarious.
VIP is down. Repeat, VIP is down. The last 3 objectives have been met.
It's kind of hard to hear when two of the same voices are talking at the same time. Two people talk at the same time. I've seen a few hilarious kill cams.
Kill me.
Glitchy animations, and the beta crashed only once. And there's nothing I'd call game breaking. It has performed way better than Black Ops 4. Although, like clockwork, people are already finding ways to break out of the maps. The intro scenes for each multiplayer match are kind of silly. What's up guys, it's Frank Woods impersonator here. I've accepted the fact that no Call of Duty is ever gonna launch in a perfect state, so hopefully the biggest problems get fixed first. But hold on now, are you all ready for some Modern Warfare 1.5? Because that's what Cold War looks and feels like. You know, ever since Advanced Warfare, it seems like each studio has tried to copy the other. Sledgehammer Games makes Advanced Movement, Treyarch and Infinity Ward copy it. Infinity Ward made the standard class setup in COD 4, Treyarch replicates that in World at War. Treyarch comes up with Pick 10? Oh, would you look at that? Pick 10 is in Infinite Warfare now. Infinity Ward goes back to standard classes with a kick-ass gunsmith that gives you 5 attachments. You guessed it, Treyarch has done the same. In a way, it blurs the lines between the studios, because what they're making is so similar. Quite frankly, it's repetitive. I guess it makes sense they'd continue the Modern Warfare feeling and style because it's proven to be extremely popular. but the similarities go beyond create a class. When you compare gameplay, it looks pretty damn similar. Even the menus and user interface are extremely alike. More emphasis on vehicle combat, reloading while aiming down sights, although many mechanics like doors, tactical sprint, and mounting are not present. I feel like these things added a new dimension to Modern Warfare, so it's interesting that they chose not to include them. The line between the games is even more blurry when there's a link to a different Call of Duty in the menu for this one. Treyarch was probably just like, nah, fuck that. We can't compete with Warzone. Let's not even try. If you think about it, the expectation for content is higher with Treyarch than Infinity Ward. That's why Black Ops 4 didn't have a campaign. Also because they didn't care as much, but they cared more about multiplayer, battle royale, and zombies. They were trying to do too many things at once. Behind the hood though, there are some major differences. Time to kill is a lot longer than MW. Wildcards seem pretty cool with overpowered bonuses. Shotguns as secondaries?
What?
The proximity mine is on a cooldown, thank fuck. Quickscoping is quite viable. There's a lot of major differences. Speaking of, score streaks. This is the weirdest streak system I think I've ever seen. 4 kill streak, boys. And I still don't have a UAV. Okay, no. By default, everything costs like 3 times the points it normally would, but you don't lose progress when you die. And the streaks are on a cooldown, so you can't just get them all rapid fire. This isn't just for a single mode. This is how it works across the whole game. So the pros. Most players will likely get to use a few streaks per match, and players that are dunking on you will have to wait a cooldown to make sure games don't become so one-sided. Cons. You can't just count up your kills to see where you are, or when you're gonna have a streak available. It feels completely random. Not to mention, the stress and intensity of trying to keep that streak going is no longer there. Beyond the mechanics, the streaks are nothing new. Pretty much seen them all before in previous games, which I expect a few to be like that, but we need some more variety, my dudes. I hope my team appreciates the 9 spy planes and 4 attack helicopters I shot down. Jesus. But now it's time for the good stuff, the right stuff, the dust-off stuff. Gameplay. You guys Frank Woods? You better be Frank Woods.
Oh my god, we're all Frank Woods here. How did they oh my goodness gracious.
Your clones are very impressive. You must be very proud.
Even though it's not on the same engine, mechanically speaking, it's very similar to Modern Warfare. Sound effects have turned out to be way better than they were in the alpha. I noticed that right away. They've increased the bass of them. Footsteps are also not like Modern Warfare, which, quick reminder for you. The animations too seem like they've been overhauled a bit, and it makes for quite an intense, immersive experience. The weapons are pretty awesome, if nothing special. I think Cold War feels pretty dang tight with its movement and gunplay. It is a tight butthole. This is the era of COD we've been praying and asking for. No specialists, no advanced movement, just good old-fashioned Call of friggin' Duty. And the radar. Ho, I remember this controversy well. In Cold War, it's gone back to the standard version you know and love. I honestly don't mind when Call of Duty tries radically different things, like fundamentally changing the radar. I think it keeps things fresh, and it gives the developers a chance to see what works and what doesn't. The biggest improvement Cold War has is the way it seems to avoid all the horrific balance issues that Modern Warfare had at release, and for months after that. I think maybe the M16 is overpowered. I don't have many complaints with the shooting and movement, except that I think this is all hit scan and not projectile based. Oh baby, this game is hit scan, isn't it? Yeah dude, I kind of just sniped this guy from really far away with an AR. Another issue I have is eliminations instead of kills. Overwatch popularized it. I've always despised how newer FPS titles are so afraid of telling me when I play like garbage. It's okay if my KD ratio isn't amazing, I'll move on from it, life will go on. Moving on, when it comes to vehicles, Call of Duty still has not caught up to Halo 3 in terms of physics or controls. It's kind of a mess. Oh god, I gotta get used to these snowmobile controls. I feel like a fucking clown right now.
Taking C.
And the gunner boat is a real trip because where you aim controls where the boat goes. So you end up spinning around like a madman, smashing into everything. The gun on the boat is a laser beam. No charge up time, just dead. So when you can aim at enemies, it's way too easy to kill them, but when you can't, you feel like a noob. This is not ideal. Drifter showed how you can't even splatter people with a motorcycle, so the vehicles here have a lot of kinks to work through. I do appreciate the finer details like the sparks on the snowmobile when you ride on the pavement. Yeah, I'm the act man. I don't give a frick. It's nice that transport vehicles are so common because this offsets the downtime it takes to get back into the action, but I really wish Call of Duty would have like a Warthog, a cooperative vehicle that was fun, nimble, and interesting to use. Now don't get me wrong, I love that the COD series is going back to its roots, trying new things, and making vehicles a staple again. It just could use some polish. Now before we discuss the map design, let's go in depth on class customization. The perk system seems much more balanced this time around with decent options. I think Gung Ho is overloaded with like 5 different perks, but overall seems balanced. I wouldn't be surprised if the wild cards though totally break the game. Equip 3 extra perks? Are you mad? On the real, this is actually a nice alternative to the just blatant overpowered specialist weapons. Now the gunsmith is fundamentally the same as Modern Warfare's, but the coolest part of it is the stats. For as long as I can remember, every single Call of Duty with class customization displayed stats as vague bars. But now we can finally see what the numbers mean, Mason. This is extremely helpful. You can see exactly how much certain attachments affect performances in several different categories. That's clarity. Some of the attachments are kind of questionable. Fucking duct tape? Yo, Sarge, why you got duct tape on your rifle? Aw, man, helps me grip the gun better. Why did you put that over the grip that's already on the rifle?
I don't have time for your lip, soldier.
The attachments themselves are not as dynamic as Modern Warfare, I'd say, but still pretty cool. Now, moving on to the modes. Combined Arms is essentially the ground war replacement, and it's decent. Nothing spectacular, the exact same objective style of just domination but with 6 points. Yet there's a couple key differences. Number 1, player count is way lower. Number 2, you cannot choose where you spawn. No spawning on teammates or points, just go to the back of the map after you die. Personally, I loved the squad system in Ground War, even if it was just a ripoff of Battlefield. Everything else in the beta was standard, TDM, kill confirmed, domination, except VIP escort. And you know what, folks? You want to know what I think of this mode? Let me tell ya. I love it. Whoa, 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 hey, don't throw your tomatoes just yet. This mode does have the potential to be a total bore fest, which it was in my first match, but sometimes it can really heat up. The premise is you got 2 teams, one with a VIP, one without. The team with the VIP has to escort them to one of 2 locations and exfil, or eliminate the other team. The VIP is equipped with a pistol and spy plane, so they don't have access to a primary weapon. The other team has to kill the VIP. It's basically a more active version of Search and Destroy, and I was surprised with how the community seems to, for once in their goddamn life, play the objective. To be fair, that was just a handful of matches. I don't know how this is gonna work once the public and normies get a hold of it, but it looks good. If killed, you go into a down mode and can be revived just like in Warzone, but also like something from the past. Search and rescue from COD ghosts. And VIP Escort was surprisingly fun for me. In this mode, everyone seems to follow the VIP instead of meandering around aimlessly. But how are the maps, you ask? Well, that's what you came here for. If you want a classic Act-Man rant on map design, you are not gonna find it here because I think they are great. I said hold your tomatoes, I'm not done. Remember, these are just my impressions based on what they gave us in the beta. Like I predicted, the maps are like a perfect combination of a streamlined 3-lane style and Modern Warfare's open and complex nature. What you end up with are maps that have dynamic, interesting layouts without the frustration of having 30 different angles you can get shot from at any one time. The geometry is still blocky and kind of boring, but for the most part, I felt like I always had a few options at my disposal. While I enjoyed MW's selection of maps, there's no denying they were frustrating at times. Cold War can be annoying in combined arms when the other team takes the other 4 points, but every COD can be annoying. Armada is hella dope. I love the zip lines in the water. There's a massive central boat and various smaller ones scattered all around. I love the water, you can dive super deep, swim around, just freaking jump off a boat. There's so many unique gameplay encounters that this creates. Cartel has a lot of hills and bushes creating interesting cover, and the art style on Moscow, oh my god, World at War vibes all the way. Don't mind me, I'm just looking at pictures of great communist leaders. Oh my god, are you serious? Wait. Do you see me over here?
Yeah, here. What's up?
Watch.
I just got beat.
It's a restricted
Oh, no.
area. Are you kidding me? Come on. Oh god. Oh my god. Each location is packed with detail and style. That's right, Treyarch. You nail that Cold War atmosphere. You nail it good. Not all the maps are perfect, however. Crossroads is kind of boring, way too spread out and open. If you don't have a sniper or ACOG scope, don't even bother. For the most part though, I had a blast. At the end of the day, Call of Duty Cold War plays, looks, and feels way better than I expected it to. Yeah, Treyarch is copying many things from Infinity Ward, but it's mostly good stuff. Create a class, gunsmith, and weapons are damn good. Vehicles are a nice touch. Combined arms, VIP escort are loads of fun. And surprisingly, I'm enjoying the maps. What can I say? Though skill-based matchmaking is a huge concern, I still believe this year's Call of Duty is gonna knock it out of the park. That is, of course, not accounting for anything Activision will do to try and ruin it. The Battle Pass is definitely going to return with some timed exclusive weapons, which is annoying. But the real interesting part is how Cold War and Modern Warfare will intertwine. What guns, operators, and features will cross over? How will this improve both games? We'll know in November. But for Treyarch, Cold War feels like a massive step up from Black Ops 4. With the full release including zombies and campaign, I'm excited as hell to commit war crimes. But what do you think? How is your experience with the beta or alpha gone? Do you love or hate Cold War? Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the Act Mizzle for more awesome content. Alright everyone, that's all I got for today. This is the Act Man signing out. Peace!